Hello, YouTube. Chance Pellin here. And, oh, what? What? Hello, YouTube. Hello. Chance Pellin here. And I'm doing kind of another, um, I don't know. What do people call these? Like, I don't know. Who gives a shit? Anyway, fine. People's, like, what are they? How they respond to a video. So and so responds to the video. I don't know. Anyway. So, this is the trailer for Resident Evil 7. Um, I've watched several hours of people play the little teaser trailer. I know the little teaser trailer doesn't have anything to do sort of with the actual game. It's just a teaser. I watched a couple different people play hours and hours and hours of it just farting around. But this is actually going to be like the real game. At first, people thought it wasn't, then they thought it was. The point is, I'm going to react. I'm not reacting to the trailer. I'm not reacting to the gameplay or what other people are playing. I was actually totally fine with it. I wasn't going to play it because it's first person. I'll tell you what bothered me. I wasn't bothered until this article came out. And kudos to this Tom Phillips guy. This was on Eurogamer.net, and I'll throw the article link below. Eurogamer.net. Tom Phillips. He's talking about Resident Evil 5 and 6 being full of guns, and Resident Evil 7 is not going to be full of guns. Now you go through the game, the game trailer over and over and over and over, and eventually you do find an axe, Fala to get it does you, blah blah blah. That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different spiel. But here's and whatever. I didn't really care. And if you played Kojima's trailer, what was it called? HD. I can't remember. But I got a real kick out of that. And to be honest, I got a kick out of watching people play this one too, because I think first person is a lot more fun to watch other people play than it is, except for maybe like Borderlands. I don't know. So, and I'll just play this on loop so you guys have something to watch. But there's a couple parts of this that, oh my goodness. Oh, is the storm coming? The kitty says the storm's coming. Yes, I'll try to get this done before the storm. Okay, so you just saw the trailer. I'll keep playing it. Piggy 18. Yes. So, a couple things you notice. Obviously, it's a little creepier. Blah blah blah. La di doo di doo di da. So, this article right here has a couple of points in it that were not in any of the articles that have been posted so far. From the Resident Evil 7 director, Kyoshi Nakanishi, and I haven't said his name in a while. And I don't know if he's an anti-gun guy, or if this is just a translation thing, or what crawled up his ass. But it's starting to really... This starts to get really, really offensive as to why there aren't any guns in the game. Because if they wanted... Whenever they've wanted to do something really off-kilter from Resident Evil, they've always made it a spin-off. You know, you got your Umbrella Corps and your Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles, and now we've got Umbrella Corps and Operation Raccoon City, I meant to say. And everybody plays the spin-offs, and some people like them and some people don't, and we all play the spin-offs that we like. la di da di da. And the core series has always been kind of the foundation, and then the core CG has always kind of maintained part of the foundation, and then the cinematic universe is kind of its own carnival ride. But here's the thing. This is a very different direction for one specific reason. It sounds like they're essentially taking guns out of the game. And it sounds like they are the director is being abundantly clear as exactly why they're taking guns out of the game. They're taking guns out of the game because he says it right here. It was about the prior iterations of the game were about fighting bioterrorism. I don't know why he said the characters were near superhero levels. Some of them, I don't know. You could look at them that way. In some ways you could, in some ways you couldn't. Some of them were anti-heroes. Maybe he means because some of them could regenerate health or something, or because of like Wesker's. I don't know. It's like 8. Some of them were at peak health because Chris could punch a boulder. Like they don't go into enough detail, and so it feels like a cop out. Because Chris Redfield does not feel like a zombie fighting James Bond. Plus, James Bond is a British character. The whole thing just pisses me off. And the whole I had glossed over the whole thing. I was like, whatever, blah blah blah, until I got to this last part. If anyone out there has a bloodlust for holding a gun, if anyone out there has a bloodlust for holding a gun, and I read that, and that is so far out of context. And maybe it's the way it was written. Like maybe the way the article was written. Something about that was just so weird. And he says like this game is not going to be a gun fest. We're separating these aspects out into different titles where that gameplay can come to the fore and make the most sense for that title. Well, if they were going to do that, why didn't they make this a spin-off? And make Umbrella Corps a spin-off? I don't get it. I don't understand. This feels like they didn't know what they were doing for Resident Evil 7. I know they were going to build another engine. But I think this is the wrong move. the problem with Resident Evil 6 wasn't guns. The problem with Resident Evil 6 was all the 8,000 freaking stupid ass mini games and QuickTime events. And I'm not talking about puzzles. I don't think Resident Evil 6 had any puzzles. I'm talking about mini games. Whoops, I forgot to restart the video, my bad. 4, 5, Revelations 1 and 2, they had little puzzles and stuff. Puzzles are not a problem, although there's some puzzles that are more of a bitch than others. I'm talking about, like, the stupid ass driving a car minigame, the stupid ass running away from the monster minigame where he catches up to you 3 times, no matter how good you're doing. Oh, well, it feels like you're always being chased. No, actually, after about the 10th time of doing the level, it feels like you're being cheated. Or I'm talking about the first level of the game that everyone just sucks off. And it's like, there's like 15 minutes of unskippable content in there. I love that level to death too. But guys, there's like 15 minutes of unskippable content. And if you skip it, once they broke it all into little mini chapters, you don't get credit for doing the level. So for any sort of timed purpose, it's pointless, even though what's the point in even timing the first mini chapter? Why not just time it based on mini chapters? Or whatever. If I did a video on everything wrong with Resident Evil 6, it would be like an 8-hour... It would be as long as an entire playthrough, if not longer than an entire playthrough of the whole effing game. And I'm not even joking. Because I think the list of things wrong with the game is probably longer than the game itself. And I love a lot of things about Resident Evil 6. But the gunplay was really good. I remember watching Vash play and running around going 2 pistol bang bang, which my wife loved saying that ever since watching his videos, because you could have Leon pull out 2 pistols and run around. The melee was great in that game. It was kind of like a sort of a Devil May Cry kind of not quite Onimusha or like some of the better Marvel franchises on the Xbox, but because it had a stamina bar, so you couldn't just hack and slash through the whole game, but it was really well balanced. The game was really good. The core content, the core story, and the pacing was really good. But some asshole, or assholes, decided to put in shit tons of mini games. Like snowmobiles and driving a Hummer through a city and Leon driving a car and promptly crashing it. And running through a bunch of gondolas all of a sudden, and then hook-shotting around and motor cycles and shit. I can't tell you how many freaking Dramamine I went through. I did like maybe 2 or 3 playthroughs of the game. I can't tell you how many Dramamine I went through, because that game made me so motion sick. It was almost as bad as Darkside Chronicles. So, if anyone out there has a bloodlust for holding a gun, because Resident Evil 7 is not going to be a gun fest, oh, I'm sorry, but guns aren't going to be the problem. And here's the thing. You look at this video, and you watch it play over and over again, and you see the newspapers saying ghosts sighted, and you watch ghosts walking by doors, and you watch the teaser trailer, or you watch the teaser game, and there's, at the top of those stairs, there's ghosts. There's like a ghost lady and shit. You can put guns into this game and still have them not be the answer to things. Although supernatural stuff like ghosts has no place whatsoever in a Resident Evil game, because Resident Evil is not about ghosts at all. It is about bioterror. It can make people crazy, but ghosts are spiritual based. I do not know what crawled up their ass, but, and I'm sure they're gonna find some way. Well, people are crazy, and so they see ghosts. Well, that's just even more insulting. But I know this video is getting too long. People probably toned out 30 seconds in because I just ramble. But this is off script, and I forget the names and words of things. But I'm doing my best. I just I have a feeling this is kind of a two-way street here. I think people that like guns have already and like the other stuff, but are kind of going, okay, this seems like extremely what's the word? Like, you don't go through a town and there not be any guns. I remember we used to talk about this in State of Decay all the time. It's like, you don't go through a town and there not be like 2-3 guns in every single person's house. Almost. I'm sorry. And people get all butthurt. It's like, no. There might be a house or two with like no guns. So there's going to be houses with 2 or 3 or 20. Okay? That's just the way it is. You might not like it because of the balance of your game. You might not like it because you're anti-gun. And oh my gosh, we used to... I can't believe how many guns there are in Texas. Well, shut up and get over it. Or leave the fucking development team and give them your money back. And shut the hell up. And go join fucking Panda Adventure Club game development. And we used to get that. And it was offensive. I just can't believe how many guns there are. Ugh. We used to get that like right in the middle of development of video games. So it happens. It's fucking embarrassing. It's like, if you can't handle this maturely, then you need to leave. Because this is called reality. And you need to be a mature fucking adult. Just like these people need to. So if this takes place in a town, and there's literally going to be no guns, or 1 or 2, unless they write it into the story where this is after Resident Evil 6, and there is a big civil unrest thing where the government takes over and takes away everybody's guns somehow, because Hillary takes over the freaking country, and there's nobody left in America, which is why there's a bunch of hillbillies. Of course, they go, oh, they're not hillbillies, they're just backwards. Or whatever the hell he says in the thing. It's like, dude, I already don't like how they're setting this place up. How they're setting this up. Because you mean to tell me that there's a bunch of guys that go on ghost story adventures in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a town they don't know, into houses they don't know, and they don't carry guns with them? And there's been who knows how many there's been 6, 7, 8 known documented bioterror outbreaks with zombies walking around in towns exactly like these. But no, they don't carry sidearms, because that would just be politically incorrect, or Or what? Did they decide, like, no, it's okay, there's no more tricells and no more pharma, there's no more pharma saves and stuff, and BSAA is well staffed enough, and so we're just gonna, Hillary's gonna take away everybody's guns, and you don't have to worry about zombies anymore? So what, everyone just decides to stop carrying guns? What? This fucking shit, it just pisses me off. If anyone out there has a bloodlust for holding a gun, it's not a bloodlust for holding a gun. This takes place in the Resident Evil universe. After Resident Evil 6. We're already living in a fucked up world that has bioterror outbreaks, but not as bad as this. And shit tons of people carry guns around, either open or concealed carry. Some people carry ARs and everything else. And is that what these people think? Is that what this Nakanishi thinks, that we here in America have a bloodlust for holding a gun? Because, like, we would go ghost hunting into houses where shit like this could actually happen? The whole thing is like, dude, why don't you just fucking tell everybody that you only want pussies that don't actually believe any of this could really happen, that just want to be, sheltered, shivering bitches hiding in their rooms. Like, oh, I'm scared. Ugh. I'm sorry, but some of us refuse to be fucking scared. Some of us just want to play these games to enjoy the story and the atmosphere and don't want to be scared bitches. And then we want to go play Umbrella Corps. I have the limited edition Umbrella Corps ordered already. That doesn't mean I have bloodlust for holding a gun. Whatever the fuck that means. What does that even... That's just like ultra leftist bullshit talking. Like, all the politicians and stuff all have security guards. They all their security guards theoretically hold their gun at least twice a day, putting it on and taking it off. Probably every time they use the bathroom. Does that mean they have bloodlust every single time? It's just the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard. And maybe it's a bad translation. Maybe it's taken out of context. But the reality is that so far, there's no guns to be seen or heard. And from the sounds of it, there's going to be extremely little guns in the game at all. Your character is not going to be a hero. They're just going to be a dude just barely surviving off of what little tools and knickknacks and shit they can find. There's already a million games like that. I could give two shits about that. That's fucking stupid. That's not the American way. Go have your pussy game in some other fucking pussy country if you want that to be believable. I am so sick of them having games like that in America where we have more guns than fucking people. You're not gonna go some town somewhere, okay? Especially in those older houses where, there's been 2-3 generations. They've probably got 2-3 generations worth of guns, okay? Because they've been in multiple wars. You've got like Revolutionary War guns. You've got Civil War guns. World War I, fucking Korea, Vietnam, World War II. Don't give me that shit. Like, you think about that for a second. Oh, well, some people are anti-gun. No. It's fucking stupid. I get so sick of it, okay? I am fine with Japan, but a lot of people are tired of apologizing to other cultures for what our culture chooses to be and do when we're not hurting anybody. If they don't want to have guns in a game, like, that's fine. But if the gun is going to, or if there's going to be a gun or no gun in a game that's placed here, it's going to come off really stupid if it's not going to be historically accurate. It'd be like in Battlefield 1 if the guns weren't historically accurate. But you go and look, and the guns are historically accurate because they're not idiots. Or it'd be like in Zombie for the Wii, which is still one of the best Wii U, one of the best selling games I think for the Wii U. If the fucking guns weren't accurate, there's a reason why games sell well that have accurate guns and accurate gunplay. Because in America, that is our culture. And so you don't say shit like this. Because, yes, you might cater to a whole crowd of people that don't like guns, that like to be scared pussies hiding in their closets. But you're going to piss off a whole another group of people that aren't going to buy your game. Now, maybe they are going to go out and buy Umbrella Corps. And that's fine. But then why make this version a part of the core franchise? Why not make them both spin-offs? Obviously, this is first person solely because of VR. That's it. Why not make it another spin-off? There was no pressure to make another core. They could have just redone Resident Evil 2 or just let those guys finish Resident Evil 2 and everyone would have been happy. I mean, shit, everyone was going apeshit, including me, over an over-the-shoulder Resident Evil 2. I don't know why Capcom lets some of these fucking idiots in charge. Or why there isn't at least some oversight over the stupid shit that they say. You're pissing off a gigantic group of people that are core Resident Evil fans, and I have bought 3, 4, 5, 6 copies in some cases of some of the Resident Evil titles. Now I'm not gonna buy 7. Fuck that. There's no way. A lot of people said Umbrella Corps should have nothing to do with Resident Evil. I think Resident Evil 7 shouldn't have anything to do with Resident Evil, and there's a lot of people saying that. It's not as many as came out against Umbrella Corps, but it is a huge number. And it's getting bigger, not smaller, because dumb shits like this, they keep opening their mouth. He's the producer! Should know better! Or the director. He should know better. Fucking idiot. Holy friggin' crap. Everybody else has actually been a lot more tight-lipped and a lot more not politically correct, but a lot more neutral on the whole thing. A lot more trying to just keep everybody like calm and laid back, which is really normal for Capcom, which is kind of what everybody's used to. So I was just that's why this shocked me. That's why this really shocked me. So anyway, thank you to anybody who stayed this long. I just really appreciated these videos mean a lot to me, and I don't have anywhere else to talk about them. So thanks for watching, and let me know what you think down below. And thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. Bye.